Policymakers at the U.S. Fed decided to hike interest rates for the third time this year. Now there's added pressure on Korea's central bank to lift its own key rates as the rate gap between the two countries has widened to the highest level since the year 2007. Hyesung explains further.
In a unanimous move Wednesday, the U.S. Federal Reserve raised its benchmark federal funds rate by a quarter percentage point to a range of 2 to 2.25% in the Fed's eighth rate hike since 2015.
This action reflects the strength we see in the economy and is one more step in the process that we began almost 3 years ago of gradually returning interest rates to more normal levels.
The Fed forecasts the U.S. economy will grow 3.1% this year, faster than the 2.8% projection back in June, adding it'll continue to expand moderately for at least 3 more years. With the latest increase, the rate gap between Korea and the U.S. has widened to 75 basis points. Finance Minister Kim Dong-yeon and Bank of Korea Governor Lee Ju-yeol said Thursday that the Fed's rate hike will likely have a limited impact on Korea's capital markets, saying the pace of rate normalization is in line with expectations. Korea's capital market has stayed relatively stable even after the Fed's rate hike in March that made the U.S. rate higher than Korea's for the first time in a decade, but the capital market risk is growing.
Korea has strong economic fundamentals like its current account surplus and record-high FX reserves. But with the rate gap continuing to widen as the US tightens its monetary policy, it could result in volatility in emerging markets and cause capital flight from Korea, as investors look for safer assets like US bonds with higher yields.
Since November 2017, the BOK has kept its key rate at 1.5%, citing sluggish job figures and concerns over the U.S.-China trade spat. But with the Fed signaling another rate hike in December, the pressure is growing on the Bank of Korea to lift its key rate in one of its last 2 meetings this year, in October and November. Hyesung, Arirang News.